Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live once again. This is Empire State of Baseball, airing on X, YouTube, presented by Diamond Sports Media, and powered by StreamYard. This is episode 174, airing on August 24th of the year 2026. Well, listen, guys, you can see it right there on the screen. We're going to have a really fun show for you tonight. We got a very special guest here, John Franklin, joining us in a few minutes. We'll bring him up in the studio. But before we do that, just a quick chat with the boys. Last full week of August. Hard to believe we're already towards the very end of August here. It's not the last August show because we do have a random Monday, August 31st. So we do have one more show in August, but the last full week. Crazy, the summer's coming to an end. But Mr. Rivera, how are you doing on this fine evening?
I always say it too. Like, once you get past the 4th of July, the rest of the summer flies, and then the rest of the year follows suit. And it's incredible. I feel like I haven't gotten over like the summer of 2023, and we're wrapping up 2026 almost. All right, it's absolutely insane. Getting great summer weather as we go out. Usually around this time of the year, you're starting to see the rain start to catch up a little bit. And there's been some rainy weekends in between, but we've gotten a really good warm summer here. And it's a damn shame, Thomas, that it's coming to an end. But guess what? Pumpkin spice lattes are back. Dunkin', Starbucks getting started. Our favorite here, Thomas.
It's a 2-on-1 on Corey with cinnamon and clove. Just cinnamon clove over Corey's face. How's that taste? Delicious. I'll answer it for you. It tastes delicious. I haven't had one yet. Maybe I'll get one on the way. Maybe I'll get one on the way tomorrow to work.
I'm a truly listen. I don't mind the pumpkin spices. I actually like the Oktoberfest beers. You got to give me till Labor Day. It's summer shandy season until Labor Day.
Well, summer shandy stinks. I had my first pumpkin beer of the week. Summer, there's
what?
That's
nonsense, actually, Tom.
Tom.
You're my fall guy. But this
ESB awards end of the year, freezing cold take right there.
Summer. Oh, come on. I mean, grow up. I mean, I'll tell you to grow up on that. I had my first pumpkin beer of the weekend. Had a little food truck festival. Had a little pumpkin ale. It was delightful. Nice. It was getting me in the mood. But the thing is, summer is like, right, summer's Memorial Day to Labor Day. You got to get in the mindset, though, like, it's warm until, like, the beginning of November. We still have, like, 2-3 months of, like, warm temperature. So it's just like, let's stop like getting boxed in with the other stuff.
We live in the tri-state. There's no such thing as, like, transitional weather anymore. Like, there's like I've never had a spring that felt like it was 3 months. I never had a fall that felt like it was 3 months. It was always winter until like maybe where the mid of spring is, and like you just said, it's like summer to it could be up to November. Like, it's insane. Not true wine.
Yeah, so we still have like 2 more months of summer.
Yeah. All right. I will say some of the best, legitimately some of the best beach weekends down here at the Jersey Shore is September, local summer. A little less crowded. Like Tom said, you're still getting really good weather for the most part. So I do love this time of year. September is such a fun month. I hated it growing up, obviously, because of school. But as you get older, you really come to appreciate September. It's a fun month.
You know what makes September a lot more fun, though? Besides Roback, because I know that would be a weird transition to get to Tom. But we get to stretch run baseball. And stretch run baseball into October is just fun times for baseball fans. A little less for Mets fans this year, although, again, it's been a valiant effort. We'll talk about it later on tonight in the Empire Express, where the Mets are at. But we're looking, we're going to have an eye towards the future, as in next year, the year following. But we're in for a wild month of baseball, Tom. Again, we'll stress on it later with the Yanks. They had a good week, 6 of their last 7 games, winning 3 games out of the American League East now. We'll be monitoring the Rays score today, the Red Sox score today. The Yankees are off today. So a lot of fun baseball to go here, Thomas, as we count down the days to October.
This has to be the best week of Yankees baseball in like 3 months. Yeah. Since May, sometime in May. Like, and against, right, we've struggled for years. We've been struggling against the AL East. So it's nice that we were able to take them down, especially the Blue Jays last year just tortured us. So winning that series was great. What also was great is some nice rollback, right? Because we are in that, as Rich, we've been talking earlier, we're in that kind of transitional season where you're going to want some short sleeves, you're going to want some long sleeves pants, shorts, all that kind of stuff. Roback has you covered with the most comfortable outerwear in the game. They're also just kind of getting into more fashion wear. They got some of the sweater polos. If any of you out there are looking for kind of that look, or the long sleeve like button up shirts, so they got some things out there. I always bring up the women's stuff as well as some really nice things there. Head over to roback.com. Use promo code TWASPL15. Get yourself 15% off your first order. That is RHOBACK.com. Promo code TWASPL15. Plus, again, all the college stuff. We are getting so close to college football season. I know some people care about that. Some don't. But they've expanded their college collection. So a lot of really fun things going on in that realm as well.
Yes, sir. Roback.com. Crave activity. Corey, what's on deck here for our Roback rundown?
Yeah, listen, obviously we're going to have a really fun show today. I mean, as you saw on the intro slide before, we're going to have a At the Plate segment. First one in a little while. We have John Franklin joining us. Really looking forward to that conversation. Our game segment for today will be Guess the Graph, and we will wrap up the show with the Empire Express talking the latest and greatest of New York baseball.
Yes, sir. But look, let's get right into it. Why not? And get into At the Plate, where our special guest, he was born and raised a New Jersey native and an alumni of Quinnipiac University, following jobs as a radio host and a sports reporter. Our special guest would compete in Netflix's The Circle and would also star in the Amazon Prime comedy special titled The Specialist. Through it all, our guest has built a social media following centered around sports comedy with over 260,000 followers on Instagram and nearly 200,000 followers on TikTok. He's a comedian, a content creator, and a Ching-Ming Wong truther. Ladies and gentlemen, At the Plate is John Franklin. John, what's going on, pal?
Guys, what an intro. I mean, get this guy in the ring. Get WWE hire this man. That was unbelievable.
There's a lot of things Rich is bad at, but introductions is certainly not one of them.
That was special. When you talk about special intros, like that's top of the list. So that was awesome. I'm stoked to be here, guys. Let's talk some ball. Let's have some fun.
So happy to have you. Can we start at the top here with the Ching-Ming Wong truther? Because outside of all these amazing videos that John's been putting out here, and he's been grinding out there, I'm just stuck on the Ching-Ming Wong truther deal. And look, I don't blame the guy. 19-game winner, back-to-back seasons. Essentially, the best days of his career ends in Houston, running around the bases. So talk to me about Ching-Ming Wong. Is there an alternate universe, John, that Ching-Ming Wong doesn't get hurt in Houston?
If John's probably made a video about it, I'll tell you that much.
I think that video does exist. Honestly,
I think I've seen it.
They've bled together so much at this point. I don't know what alternate universes my sick head has created at this point. But Ching-Ming Wong was the first, like Mike Mussina when I was a kid was like, he was the guy, right? Like it's like, oh, we got Moose on the bump. He's going to win. Andy Pettit, he's going to win a game. Ching-Ming Wong was like the come up through the ranks guy. We're like, we signed this guy out of Taiwan. Like he's going to be special. And he like a house on fire. This guy just shows up and we're like, holy shit. He's winning games left and right. He's second in the Cy Young with like 80 strikeouts. It's probably the worst second place in Cy Young history. But I'm like obsessed with this dude. And he gets hurt in like the most perfect way, running the bases when the universal DH didn't exist yet, wearing a pitcher's jacket. That's hysterical. Like this guy is. The first video I made about him, and then I'll stop my Ching-Ming Wong rant. Is
we're not done.
Oh, dude. I make this video, I post this video, and I'm thinking it's going to get like 10,000 views and just going to be Yankee sickos. Next thing I know, the country of Taiwan is in my comments. Like, thank you for remembering our hero. And I was like, I'm honored, but we got to get you guys another hero. Like, we got to get you guys somebody else.
Do we think, speaking of the alternate universe timeline, do we think Ching-Ming Wong breaking his foot, right? Is that what he did on the bases? Yeah, breaking his foot in Houston just kind of like was the first blood spilled in that stadium for the Yankees that led to Altuve, that led to all of that. Could these all be connected?
Now you could be talking more about a curse, which I speculate on curses all the time.
The curse would be a better a better way of putting it.
Like the curse of Chin-Ming Wong. Like,
yeah.
But truthfully, like the curse of Chin-Ming Wong for me runs so much deeper. When I was in 6th grade, I had like the Chin-Ming Wong jersey. You remember those? Like their half shirt, half jersey. And I wore it 6th grade. Like he wasn't like the best. Like people didn't really know him quite yet. It was like right after that really good like rookie campaign. My mom probably bought it at TJ Maxx. And I'm walking the hallways, and 6th grade kids just started calling me Wang Kid, which is just absolutely brutal. So like my curse of Chin-Ming Wong has gone so deep. So if it's his fault that we had all those down years to the Astros, and I still love him after this, like good on Chin-Ming Wong.
I think listen. So here's the deal. Because last week I got a lot of shit from everyone because I said I'd rather play the Astros in the playoffs than play the Rays, and apparently people were upset about that. The Astros stink.
No, I think this is a great take actually.
I want Chin-Ming Wong to throw out a first pitch of like an ALDS against the Astros, and that might
do that to me.
Exercise. It might exercise the demons. That's maybe what we need. We need him back.
Last week.
John wasn't here. I was thinking about Chin-Ming Wong.
This is the greatest idea I've ever heard. This is the greatest idea I've ever heard. Like, take the wheel and fucking put that on fire. Like, this is better than the inventing of the wheel. We're getting Chin-Ming Wong to throw out the first pitch in the ALDS to just like slap the Astros around. I mean, I'm anti playing the AL East in the playoffs at this point. I don't want it. Like, what's the saying in sports is always, it's hard to beat a team twice. Then you take baseball and you multiply that by like a fucking million. How many times we see this same team over and over again?
Yeah,
it's just a toss-up.
Why would we want to play the good teams? All the rest of the teams, the AL stink. Why would you want to play the good ones, which are in the AL East? I don't know.
Let the NL beat the shit out of each other. You know what I mean? Like, let us have an easier path to get there. But listen, I'm not God or my father or a boss. You know what I mean? What the big boss guy said. Like, I can't make that decision for Major League Baseball. But
John, thanks for reminding me that I live here in Staten Island. Bagel Boss was one of the absolute best videos that came out of this damn island.
Premiere.
All right. Well, you answered one of my questions, which should have been a given. So Yankee fandom. Where does that resonate? How did you become a Yankee fan? Chin-Ming Wong, of course, is right up there as one of your top players. So, like, who else did you idolize growing up as a New York Yankee fan?
Yeah, first, I always, whenever people ask me how'd you become a Yankee fan, I thank my mom because apparently the story, and hopefully Carol. This is like, shout out Carol. Hopefully this is like, this is sort of like my like Paul Bunyan like lore is that apparently like I was born and my dad's a Mets and a Giants fan, and he was like, oh my God, I have a son. And my mom was like, yeah, fresh off of giving birth. My mom was like, but you can't make him a Mets fan because I only care about the Yankees. And I'm a Yankees Giants fan because my mom, like, first full breaths after having a child was like, he must be a Yankee fan. So, like, that was like the greatest thing my mom gave me besides life. And it was one after the next. But then, yeah, dude. And favorite Yankees of all time in no particular order are Andy Pettitte. Obviously, like Chin-Ming Wong has a place in my heart. You got to say Jeter for the time that I grew up watching baseball. Bernie Williams. And, like, if I had to give, like, a little bit more of, like, a deep cut, like, guy I cared way too much about for, like, almost no reason, would probably be Miguel Cairo. Like, I just loved him.
Respect that.
That is so your speed. That is so your speed.
Yeah.
Miguel Cairo was like integral into the Yankee Red Sox rivalry. Like him, Enrique Wilson, like those are guys that like have met. Like I still think like Enrique Wilson come up for me. Like,
and what
I
was
own
the
Pedro.
Yeah, and Miguel Cairo, former Met great. He was a Met player one year too. Former Met great.
I think Miguel Cairo played for more teams than women I've kissed in my life. If I had to take a guess, but who is the oh my God, why is his name escaping me? With the first like one of the 2005, I want to say Red Sox Yankees brawl, pitch went behind him, like a guy who had literally no merit in the rivalry whatsoever.
Kareem Garcia.
Thank you.
2003.
Yeah, 2003. Yeah, like could you imagine being Kareem Garcia? He's like it's like the 50 Cent, like, why is he saying fuck me for? Like, Kareem Garcia is like just a guy. Like, he had nothing to do.
He was not happy that day, I'll tell you that much.
Yep, unbelievable. I got to ask too, speaking of favorite players, I know you ran through a lot of great Yankees, and again, I'm a Met fan, but you named all the classic ones that I used to root against growing up, being a crosstown rival. But non-Yankee, who was your favorite player in the major leagues growing up?
As a kid, it was Eric Chavez.
Oh, okay.
I loved Eric Chavez.
Became a Yankee.
Like that was like the dying Yankees. That was the graveyard Yankees with him, Vernon Wells, like Lyle Overbay. Yeah, that was a time that we had
times.
Oh my God, Travis Hafner and like Raul Ibanez were like our best hitters. It was horrible.
Oh man.
I also love Lastings Village. Shout out the Mets.
Ooh,
and maybe like a guy who I had like one of those soft spots for, like never really played him much, but I would just like love to watch him pitch, was Mark Pryor, when Mark Pryor was still slinging it before he got hurt.
It's a shame with the injuries with him.
That was a generational guy. It's horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah,
him and Kerry Wood. I mean, talk about a duo that just didn't live up to the hype. And they when they were both healthy, they did live up to the hype. They just couldn't stay healthy.
Them, Carlos Zambrano on that pitching staff, and like that Cubs lineup was unbelievable. Like Aramis Ramirez, Derek Lee, like Corey Patterson was a great leadoff guy.
Yeah,
Corey what a pull. What a pull.
Dude, that whole lot, Todd Hollandsworth, I could go forever with that Cubs team.
Michael Barrett.
Michael Barrett was catching. Yeah.
Old ass Moises Alou out there.
Moises Alou, the closest guy to punching Steve Bartman. Yeah, like
wow. That just made Sierra just like grin ear to ear, who's in our chat right now. Chicago-based Yankee fan, so she has a love for her Chicago Cubs. She actually does ask a question from the chat. Sierra, shout out to you, Sierra. Which Yankee did you hate watching growing up? I mean, that's a tough one.
Oh my God, hate watching? Yeah, no, this is an easy answer. Carl Pavano, fuck that guy.
Oh, sure,
yeah. But here's the deal, though. Did we ever watch him?
Yeah, there you go.
He really barely played. He was always hurt.
That's true. That's definitely fair.
And again, alternate universe where Carl Pavano staying healthy, where the Yankees would have won a World Series anchored by a healthy Carl Pavano.
You know, like when you sit around with your friends playing like good pull and you're just naming dudes you want to say good pull after. The opposite is like fuck that guy. Like name you fuck that. Another one is like Javi Vasquez, 2 stints with the Yankees. Yep. That guy sucked ass. Like you know what I mean?
The best part about Javi Vasquez is though, like every time he wasn't a Yankee, he was so good, and then when he was a Yankee, he was terrible. Like Carl Pavano's like career ended. But like, we got rid of Vasquez and he was good again. I'm like, let's bring him back, and he stunk. And then he left, he was good again after that.
Javi Vasquez is to the early 2000 Yankees is what Sonny Gray is to the like current Yankees. Like Sonny Gray comes here horrible, like becomes a Cy Young candidate a year later. It's like what are we doing wrong?
It's unbelievable stuff. And I'll spin one more alternate universe and more to recent news, because I want to get your thoughts on the current Yankees team and how you forecast these last 32 games going for the New York Yankees. Giancarlo Stanton. I mean, right now with the news that his other calf is injured and it's looking like Stanton's 2026 season may be over. Also, his Yankees career maybe done. I mean, that's another big what if. Like, what Giancarlo Stanton, if his body had never failed him. I mean, we're talking about a player who's threatening for 500, maybe even 600 home runs.
Home runs, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the worst one of all of the injuries he's had was, I'm sure you guys remember this, was like the one where he just nonsense got hurt sliding into third base on like a meaningless play. Like he got stepped on, I think. And like and you're like, what are we doing sending Giancarlo Stanton to third in that situation? But it's just like he's one of those guys. I mean, first at bat with the Yankees, it's a home run in the Rogers Center, and you're thinking you're watching like a team. Yeah, but like I'm saying like the first to that day, but like that first at bat, you know, we're sitting there watching that game and he hits a home run, and you're like, this was the piece. Like we're a year removed from making a great run with a team we didn't think could get there, and now we have who was an MVP, a great hitter. Like we steal him from the Marlins. I don't know. This whole team is going to be a big what if, and Giancarlo Stanton's going to be a big part of it if we don't get a ring with Judge. But the Giancarlo era of that, like the meat of it, is going to be like that was supposed to be. I think it was it a different Yankee on a podcast was Curtis Granderson was saying recently, like the year he hit 40 home runs with the Yankees, he was like, who are you going to pitch to in that lineup besides me? Because you had Cano. Yeah, it was Cano, Teixeira, A-Rod, like Jeter setting the table. So like, who are you pitching to? Giancarlo Stanton was supposed to be that for this, and it just didn't materialize long enough.
It's crazy. And again, hindsight's 2020. I know Yankee fans were absolutely ecstatic when it happened, but the move, it would have paid off so much more in theory. Waited the extra year and went after Bryce Harper because Harper was the perfect fit for like lefty bat. All he said, I don't really say it directly, but you knew he wanted to go to the Yankees, and that was the move. And the Stanton contract kind of took them out of the equation there. But Harper to the Yankees, that would have been something. I mean, that would have been a move.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody here who's a Yankees fan, even not a Yankees fan, had the conversation. Can't wait to watch Bryce Harper hit home runs into the short porch. Like that ball is going to go forever. And then, it sucks because especially now it feels like Cashman's been a bit trigger shy with making moves in recent, like the last couple of years. Like it's always like the Yankees are in on everybody and then they get nobody. And he's like, I think we have the pieces to win it as long as they're healthy. It's like, okay, but now look at you thought Giancarlo Stanton was going to get healthy. Look at where we're at with that. Like it's just, I think that Stanton trade becoming what it has become has sort of like stolen a ball away from the proverbial testicles of Brian Cashman. And like, he's like, I don't really want to make the right moves anymore. Like I want to just like sit back and hope this team can do it.
Imagine Brian Cashman getting Zach Hampled from a testicular finish. I mean, it's crazy. Absolutely nuts. Shout out to the room here. 29 of you guys in the building. I know we could do better than that. So make sure let's share the stream. Get everybody in here. Tell them we got John Franklin, famous Netflix star, famous Amazon Prime star, absolute demon on the Instagram and TikTok streets. And, pulling up a little bit of what he's got profiled over on both those platforms. Look at this guy, 460,000+ total followers just between TikTok and Instagram alone. Some of his biggest videos out there. I saw the one today about Joe DiMaggio, John.
Oh, that was great.
I saw the one today about Joe DiMaggio.
I haven't seen that yet, but my phone's sitting here and it's listening to this conversation. It's like you know what you're getting served up the second you turn off this podcast.
That's when I like I love so backstory to the backstory is I met Jason Worth at a horse racing event like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we've known each other on Instagram. Like he asked me, how do I find like some of the stories that I find for these videos. And I'm like, my Reddit is a disaster. I was like, how many times like I just go into like the subreddit for an MLB team and just search like penis and just like hope something like comes up. like the stories people tell like are unwavering, dude. It's and the Pete Rose, Joe DiMaggio one is without a shadow of a doubt. Go watch like my videos I'm going to plug my video. Loved making it. But after you watch it and you like it and comment and share it to somebody else, you should 100% go watch the Pete Rose podcast clip when he talks about it. Because the guy who's interviewing him, it might be like even Matt Barnes. I don't even remember. But is just so like, how do we get on one old man talking about another dead guy's dick like on my show right now? Like where like Pete Rose is just going on and on about a penis. And it's just hysterical.
We got to get DiMaggio and Juan Uribe next to each other for a competition. Mr. Pringle can over there.
The Coke can, man. That guy's the legend.
Unbelievable.
I'll say I gotta say I really appreciate again because I your stuff has been like just populating my algorithm for a while now. I always appreciate that it's not just all recent stuff, right? It's not just like let's have another Ohtani video. Let's not have or another Judge. It's like, yeah, we're gonna have that stuff, right? We need that, but like I'm gonna go into the well. I'm gonna find something that someone else isn't doing. And I think that's it's really fun to see. And then I'm sure there's a lot of like, I mean, listen, do kids need to know that Joe D had a big D? I don't know, but there's probably some interesting stuff that like kids like see. You're like, oh, I might. This is funny, but maybe I want to learn more about this.
Well, I'm glad you said that because like I I always say to people when they ask about like the videos I make, it's like every sports content creator, I think to some degree wants to do breaking news or like reacting to this trade that just happened. And like, I'll do that, but I'll do it in my tone of voice. It'll be like POV Yankees fans right now. If like they made a move, like I remember last year when the Giants cleared up cap space when we thought they were going to make a move for wide receiver. I was like, Giants fans right now. That's sort of like my immediate reaction to things. But sports history is insane. Like the depths you could go with how long these games have been around is so endless. Like I love horse racing. I was just talking about it. And like, even that is like the things you learn about that sport coming all the way. Like I made a video about how the term upset comes from horse racing, which is the name of a horse that beat a favorite horse. And that's why we always use the term upset now. Like I love teaching people that stuff because in its obscurity, yes, like I don't want to only talk about penises. That's crazy that that's even a part of my job. But I think that people need to know that like people messed up, trials and tribulations. Like the things that went wrong to get where we are now are so crazy. And I think there's a bigger avenue to go with it. Like that's sort of where I'm aiming to go. A big one for me right now is like setting up a football season. And did you guys know this? And then I'll quit my rant. But did you guys know this one? That Bear Bryant was going to coach Oklahoma. He was on his way to Oklahoma for the job interview that he was going to accept the job. And on the way there, Pearl Harbor happened and he turned around and enlisted in the Navy. And he just didn't even take the job. And then he became the greatest college football coach 20 years later with Alabama. How crazy is that?
Insane.
Yeah.
But that's the shit that I love.
Yeah.
Let me pull in our other host who just showed up. Hey, Joe, how you doing? We're talking about sports history and penises. How you doing today?
Joe, how you doing?
Two of your favorite subjects, Rich.
Oh, okay. Very good. Off to a bang. All right. Look, so I actually did have one of John's videos pulled up here that we could all watch and enjoy together. This one hit the feed, I think, about a couple of weeks ago when a certain Yankee was set to make his debut. So let's get that one up here. If this share screen thing ever wants to work. All right, let's go for it.
Get better. Hey, thanks, man. I really thought you were going to get out of this whole slump. What's up, fuckers? How's it going? Happy to be here. Oh no. George Lombard, I thought they were going to trade you. Me? No, they're not trading me for a second. What are you doing here then? See, here's the problem. You're not very good at the whole playing shortstop thing. Hey, he's not wrong. Hey, well, what else am I supposed to do? If you're bad, I'm supposed to tell you you're going to get better so we can try to win some fucking games. They want to trade you for a big piece. Hey, when does Cashman ever trade a top prospect for anybody? Yeah, never. He doesn't do that at all. Never. Cashman literally never does that. He didn't even do it with me. Yeah, never. So they called me up. I'm going to be playing short and, going to be making myself at home. Whose locker is that? This locker? Yeah, that one. The one I'm standing in. This is my locker. Oh, well, I think that's going to be my locker from now on. So why don't you go ahead and move your stuff out of it? No, it's mine. Just move your stuff out of it. It's my, I keep saying it's my locker. Just move your stuff out of it. Come on. Okay, I'll be out by this afternoon. That a boy. All right.
That's awesome stuff there. As the Yankees are anticipating Lombard's call up there, and poor Anthony Volpe just ditched right there. But John, to your point, what you mentioned, instead of just doing a breaking news report, you spun it your own way, and that's kind of the creativity that we all look forward to when we see your videos hit the algorithm.
Oh, thanks, man. That's such a nice compliment. Yeah, dude. Like, I think. The goal with anything that we do nowadays is people who make sports content, work in sports media is, I'm not trying to be Shams. I'm not trying to be any of those guys. I'm not beating you to the breaking news, but like, I'm trying to be your escape to the bed of it, right? Like if we got a lot going on in the world, like I'd rather you come to my Instagram, my TikTok as like your escape for enjoying sports. And instead of being like upset that somebody got hurt, like, oh shit, like I'm gonna get to randomly watch Devin Hester highlights today because John just decided to post something Devin Hester related. Like that's the shit that I love, man. So like I appreciate you saying that. That makes me feel like I'm actually I'm succeeding in the mission,
100%. 100%.
let's talk about your time at the Circle. I did want to get into this, and then we have a game that we're going to play called Guess the Graph. Season 4 of the Circle featured John Franklin as one of his contestants. And now I have, without a lack of a better terms, a circle around a certain person there. That is John's mom, who John ended up portraying in the show. And for those who aren't really familiar with the Circle, I'm a fan of the Circle, so I think I can speak to this at the least. John, help me fill out the details here. The Circle is, I would say, is like the love child of Big Brother and Love is Blind. Everybody's kind of behind the screen, all in the same apartment complex. They only communicate to each other behind the screen. So they have the opportunity to either be themselves or portray somebody else in order to try to win the social game and win $100K towards the end of the year. John portrayed his own mother as I guess as a catfished account here. So John, talk to us about the overall experience with the series. And do you think you might have gone a little bit farther just betraying yourself here?
So yeah, there's some lore behind it, but perfect description of the Circle. You nailed it. You're in a room by yourself for a month, and you're just playing this game, and nobody talks to you other than the contestants over text. So you're really just like playing the game 24/7. And when I was going and I was auditioning as myself. And the audition process is about 8 auditions. I randomly gotten chosen through like a random audition tape. It wasn't like I knew anybody or knew anything. And I got to the end and they were like, we really loved how you played the game. We loved your auditions and we think you're going to be a great fit for the show. But we have enough people to fill out playing themselves. We want you to catfish. And I was like, oh, I don't really know if like I'm going to be good at that or if I want to do that. They were like, well, you won't be on the show if you don't. And I just like started panicked. And I went, I'll be my mom. And they were like, we love it. But at that point, you have one more audition to go. And then they send you to England. And that last audition is when you play the game against the producers to make sure like, you know, your shit, like, you know how to like be entertaining. Because in order to be entertaining in the show, you're the only one in the room. So like you have to talk and say everything that you're doing and whatever. And I called my mom and I hadn't told anybody I was auditioning for a show yet because I was like, nobody, you don't think you're going to make it on. You're going through this process. Like they're never going to pick me. And I called my mom and I said, Mom, I need 15 pictures of you. No questions asked. Cause you have to make the profile. And she went like a photo shoot. And I said, yes. And she went, I got to get changed and get your father, and hung up. Didn't ask me why. I get a call from my dad or a text from my dad like 20 minutes later. Why am I taking pictures of your mother around the house? And I said, because I need it for a class project. I was 24 and led me to believe my dad had no idea how old I was or what I was doing with my life. So he said, okay, and just did it. And then a week later, I was flying out to England and filming a reality TV show. And it was honestly one of the craziest experiences of my life, but hands down one of the coolest. Like, it was so sick.
Absolutely. Awesome. The Circle again. I think they're in now season 7 right now on Netflix.
Yeah,
so if you guys at home haven't gotten the chance to watch the Circle, go ahead. But if you want to watch at least a season, it's season 4 that you need to watch. The best season. John Franklin in here, killing it over there on the Circle. John, I don't want to take so much of your time. We're already at the 8:35 mark. We still got a game to play. So let's get into it. Our game tonight is going to be actually before we get there. Joe, you're here, so you show up to work, you clocked in. Let's talk YouTube first, and then we'll play the game.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Hey, John, how's it going? Thanks for coming on today. Sorry I'm late, but yes, you can view us on Instagram and X, but YouTube is our preferred platform. Why? We can interact with you, the chat, here on the show. So we could go over to YouTube, type in Empire State of Baseball, hit that subscribe button. It's free. Don't forget to hit the like button on the videos, and go over there. And like I said, you can interact with us here on the show. So drop your questions. If you have questions for John, if you have questions for any of us, we always want to see more and more comments pop up. It's what makes us interact well with part of the show. Don't forget upcoming events. We have a live stream on 9/11 from City Fades Barbershop in Staten Island. Watching the Mets and Yankees play their Subway Series game. Hopefully that man, Juan Soto, will be back by then, but we'll see. Mets are playing good ball. Yankees are playing good ball. So despite the stand-ins, should be a fun time. So
let's talk about the standings, specifically our ESB game standings here, Joe, where Joe currently leads in our games. We play all these different sorts of games, John, all baseball-related games, all original concepts here at ESB, with tonight's game being Guess the Graph, which surprisingly is the only game that I currently have the advantage in. So advantage goes to me, but I need all the points I can get. Guess the Graph is just Guess the Graph. We're going to pull up an autograph ball from a New York Met and a New York Yankee of the past, maybe even present Yankee Met. Depends on how the guys are feeling this today. It is just jump up and answer. And if you get 3 wrong, you're 3 K'd out, and that's it. So you get up to 3 chances to take a guess at it. Anybody can jump up and answer. It's only 1 point on the line here. And Corey.
Now hold on. I'm part of the game, right?
Yes, you are.
You're playing spoiler.
You're playing spoiler. You're right. God bless.
Excuse me. That was disgusting. Now, if I do well, do my points go to any of you guys? Do I get to pick? How does this work?
You're denying the rest of us points.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
you're stealing
power.
Which is big time.
As John McClane would say, you are the fly in the ointment, the monkey in the wrench. You're here to ruin somebody else's day.
All
so
right.
Tom
Hopefully
will tell you that
Hopefully
you are here
Joe's
to prevent me from getting more points.
Yeah, because Joe cheats. Joe's a known cheater.
How can you cheat against Guess the Graph?
Can we?
Joe is the Barry Bonds. Joe is the Barry Bonds of these games. He is an incredible record and an incredible pharmacy list.
That's giving him way too much credit. All right, let's get to it. Corey, let's see the ball you pulled up for us today.
Holy crap!
There you go. No hints just yet, but here's the ball.
All right, we'll go to the mini screen. Get out of here, John.
John Franklin.
Let's see.
So this is where everyone gets really close to the screen.
Yeah, it's 1 point. So anybody can jump up and answer.
But if you jump up and answer, you can't answer again.
You get three tries.
You get 3 shots at it.
Corey, is this Edwin Diaz?
It is not Edwin Diaz.
I thought of that too. I'll be honest. I saw it in there.
Thank God.
It looked. I mean, I saw an E. I see a D.
Why does this look like Carol Franklin's autograph here? I feel like it's a C.
I can't tell.
All right, so it's Corey. So we got to think there's a Met tie at the very minimum.
Oh my God.
Oh wow. I know. Okay.
I think that's a D at the end.
Yeah, me too. I can't.
Carlos Delgado.
It is not Delgado.
Okay.
Just
a throw one out there. Didn't feel like it was.
It's definitely not, but like I can kind of see it in there. I can see a Carl Pavano in there.
Oh man.
It is not Pavano.
That first letter of the first name is so horrible. It's so annoying because it looks like it could be like CAL, but it looks like it could just be like OD.
Like, wait a minute. Corey, Corey might be chooching us here, even though he wasn't here last week. Is this Oliver Perez?
It is not Oliver Perez. I knew that one too. I knew it was Perez or Castillo.
Yeah. It's not, but I see what you're saying.
I'm gonna try for.
You got any hints, Corey?
A ton.
Oliver Perez.
Let's see. We're all across the board. It's on the pitching side.
On the pitching side.
Now you give a hint.
John Franco.
It is not John Franco.
I have.
Wait a minute.
John Franco.
What about Octavio Dotel?
Oh, that's a great guess.
Point to Thomas.
Oh,
wow.
Point to Thomas.
Oliver Perez.
That was as soon as you said it.
Oh.
Oliver Perez. I saw the O, then I'm like, who else could be an O pitcher? You said pitcher got me.
The greatest immaculate grid answer, the cheat code.
There you go.
Octavio Dotel, yeah. I definitely see it now.
He ended up a Yankee for a minute too, right?
He did. Yeah, Met and Yankee tie.
Yeah.
Started with the Mets in like 95.
Tom's now tied with me, 12-12. cast me and kick me all the way down to the bottom. All right, let's see.
Let's get another one.
Oh, I have this ball. This is my ball.
Yes.
All right, here we go. And of course,
Jesus Christ.
there is Yankee ties to this one.
Oh,
think
God.
I'm gonna. The first one that jumped to me was JJ Putt.
Hey, Putz. Yeah, that's what I thought.
So I was thinking too.
No,
So
never Yankee.
yeah, he's not a Yankee, but
Well, that's when you said it's Yankee ties. I knew it wasn't JJ Putz anymore.
I'm docking you. Okay.
That's fine.
I feel like I had this baseball in my basement, and I could.
Tom,
go
I'm so scared you're gonna get this one too.
Oh gosh.
I have this baseball.
You're the one I
I'm just
fear the most is gonna get this.
I have this. I've seen this ball in my hand. I just have to think about it. If I went downstairs, I could look at the little names on them, and I could. But who the hell is it?
Is it? I'm gonna throw this guess out there. It's gonna be hysterical. Susan Waldman.
It is not. It doesn't look like Suze,
God,
but it's not
that's so
Susan Waldman.
funny.
I like the idea, Corey.
Oh man.
You actually have Susan
the
Waldman just
music.
talk baseball. Suze.
I'm stuck on JJ.
Incredible.
Tom, you throw out a guess here. I'll give you guys a hint.
Ah, God, it's so frustrating because I feel like I'm gonna be able to grade this when the correct answer comes in.
Mhm.
I'm CC Sabathia.
Not CC Sabathia. Okay, so my hint, it might be a little bit generic, but yeah, former Yankee, non-Hall of Famer, and not a homegrown Yankee.
Okay. So all of them. we've
No help whatsoever.
Oh, damn. Oh, I've got it.
Oh, so it's not Derek
It's
Jeter.
Vernon Wells.
It's not Vernon Wells.
Honestly, not a terrible.
David John.
I mean,
All right, so I got a K across the board for everybody. Still got 2 to work with for each of you.
I am
Oh
just.
my God.
Anybody.
Could this possibly be? I don't know what Ichiro's autograph looks like. Is it Ichiro? I have no
It
idea.
is not Ichiro
That's a
Suzuki.
good guess. With this, I could see
Yeah,
this.
Suzuki. Yeah, right. That's what I was looking for.
I can't say you're getting warmer because you were literally in the same time frame of Vernon Wells.
Yeah, Oh, yeah. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Didi Gregorius?
Not Didi Gregorius.
Oh, that was a fun guess, though.
I like the time frame though.
Oh shit. Time frame.
I'm stuck on the.
JD Drew.
What was it?
JD Drew.
I never was a Yankees. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I meant the other Drew. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. So
I'll look. It's not Steven Drew either. All
right, there we go. That's what
I'll
I
give you that. I'll give you that one for free.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of that era of Yankees. Oh God.
I
Joe's
have
got
a
2 to
guess
work
in
with.
that. I have a guess in that era, but I don't know if you're gonna have another clue at some point.
I don't think it was a Yankee. I'm still stuck on the JJ. JJ Hardy.
Not a
Not
Yankee.
JJ.
I don't think he was a
Hardy.
Yankee.
I think JJ Hardy might have been a Yankee.
This
Brian Roberts
player,
was a Yankee.
Brian
but-
Roberts. Yeah.
This player was acquired via trade.
We traded for him. Oh God. In the Didi era.
DD and CC.
Kind of. It's not
Everybody's
him,
got a
though.
K to work with still,
Oh
but it'll be
gosh.
their last one.
This is
I'm
killing
truly
me.
just going through my shelf. And
AJ
thinking,
Burnett's.
Joe is
That's
out.
After,
It is not
that's
AJ.
after AJ Burnett. No, it's not him.
I don't think this is right. I'm gonna say Starlin Castro.
It is not Starlin Castro. Again,
That's a
you're in
fun
the
guess.
you're in the right
Fun
era.
guess.
You're in the right era for Yankees.
I swear to God.
By the way, no one in the chat's gotten this yet. And usually we have one by now that had a correct guess. Nobody in
I
the chat.
popped
has.
it open now.
So John, you have one left. Corey, you have one left.
Yeah, gosh. I'm going through the positions. in my head.
We're in ESP game playoffs here at this point. I got to bring out the tough ones.
I mean, this is tough because
I feel like it's definitely a position player. I could be wrong.
No, that's wrong. This doesn't look like you're right.
I
like how I thought of a name and I went, that's wrong. As if like I have any idea what the fuck these hieroglyphs are on this baseball. I was like, oh, it could never be him.
Yeah.
It would be a trade.
I never want to hear Tom about cheating again when he owns this ball and he can't figure it out.
Yeah, I own the ball and I can't figure it out. Like, I don't cheat. You do cheat.
There's no one who would have gotten a blank today.
I'm just gonna have to.
Nobody in the chat's gotten this.
No, it's not.
I mean,
This is some random ass.
It's not. I'm telling you, it's not.
Really?
I know it's not him. I just got to throw a name IKF. I know it's
It
not
is
him.
not IKF.
Yep.
I like what you're thinking.
gosh.
John is the only one that can separate me from gaining a point here.
yeah, I'm gonna
Let's see
go
if John
ahead.
can reach into whatever alternate universe he has to figure
I know,
out which ball
I'm
this is.
stuck. I'm stuck with those first two. Look like they want to be J's, but they want to be S's, which is really fucking annoying.
I'm going to tell you right now, it does not look like who this player is.
Great, perfect. What a great fucking hint. All right.
Is it
That's like being like, have you ever heard the song Bohemian Rhapsody? That song sounds nothing like that. Like what the fuck kind of a hint is? It doesn't look anything like his name.
No. I have a guess when you're done, but I don't think it's it. Right? Let me see.
All right, just because it's
No,
John
no.
left,
I'm
and
gonna-
I feel like being nice. This player did lead in a statistical category while he
Was it Luke Voigt?
It is Luke Voigt. Yes, that is correct.
Whoa!
It is Luke Voigt. I just mugged myself from a point. Yep.
No, it came to my.
Wow.
It came to the brain, but Luke Voigt.
That
you're
is
out there,
Luke Voigt.
brother.
I ran that through my head. I couldn't get there.
It didn't
There you
compute.
go.
It didn't compute.
I actually don't think I
Man.
have Luke Voigt's autograph. So I think there's someone else that is
I
similar
thought.
to that
See,
then.
I thought you did.
Hey,
That's why I
Tom,
sat here. I'm like, I think I'm pulling one that is like literally could be right behind Tom.
Maybe I do.
I got really good news for you. If you have Luke Voigt's autograph, you'd have no fucking idea if you did. That's one of the worst autographs I've ever seen.
Well, that's why
Yeah.
so on the little. So I used to go to spring training every year, so I would get a lot of autographs down there. On the little like cubes I have them in, I literally have like a label maker, and I put their names because some of them you have no clue.
Could be anybody.
John Franklin with us. We're going to be wrapping up with John here. I actually did throw it to you guys at home. If you guys had any other further questions here for John, we did have a couple trickle in. I will just highlight one. Actually had this great comment here from CK. Really excited for this one. John Franklin is a good dude. I met him at the Giants charity softball game. That is our guy, Chris Calith.
What a nice dude. Yeah, we chatted it up about the G-men. Both feeling really good about the Giants this year. We had some fun. That was a really cool game. But yeah, really good dude. Good to see him in the chat.
And he does have this question for you, John. So we'll end here. What do you think matters more early on? Consistency, quality, personality, or having one really viral piece of content? I guess in the realm of content.
Yeah,
creation.
I mean, this is a great question. But I'd say like personality, but like the subtext is that like not everybody has to have a big personality, like be in your face on social media, that type of thing. Having a unique take about anything is always going to be the most important thing. Like you don't have to be a good video editor. You don't have to have the nicest camera. You don't have to be posting 25 times a day. I think it's important to say like, hey, look, like everybody does it a different way, but this is the way I do it. And I promise you, if you like the way you do it, there will be 10 people, then there will be 1,000 people, and there'll be 10,000 people. And then they just keep trickling in because, you know, fans are fans for a reason. It's because we've all got our point of views. And luckily the New York point of view is a very heartfelt one, very diehard. So been lucky to do it in this demographic in this part of the world. And I'm super excited about it. And this has been a super fun time, guys. I've had a blast hanging with y'all. This is great.
And it's been a blast having you. Feel free to stop by anytime you want, man. We'd love to chop it up more and talk baseball with you. So yeah, we'll stay in touch, John. But thank you so much for your time today, and best of luck in all your endeavors, from what you got going on in social. Hopefully, there's a Circle All-Stars season that happens that you end up winning. So, John, we really do appreciate your time today.
Thanks, fellas. You guys have a great rest of your night. You guys are the best.
I got a Joe D. Dong video to watch later.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.
Joe D. Dong.
Later, guys.
Thank you very much, John. All right, John Franklin again, folks. If you haven't already, shame on you, but do the man a solid and give him a follow on Instagram _ John Franklin _ and over on TikTok, John Franklin Comedy. He's also on YouTube. I believe he has an X account as well, but these are the main two that we want to just keep spicing up there. Well over 200K followers on both platforms. John's killing it over there. But Tom, that was a lot of fun talking to John Franklin over there.
Yeah, I when you said that he was gonna be on, like truly, this wasn't like a bullshit. Like, oh, I love your stuff. Like he's been someone who's been just deep in my algorithm for a while, and stuff's really funny. And like I said, if you haven't watched his stuff, he does have a good point of view. He talked about that it isn't just make the easy joke, make the quick joke. It's he's definitely has a POV. He's a funny dude. And yeah, it's awesome to have him on the show. I'm sure he's going to keep growing, kind of just growing that audience up, even more and more, and go to the next spot, the next level.
Absolutely. Corey Favs, I know we have some videos that have went viral over on our Instagram, but what else is going on over at the gram?
Yeah, go ahead and give us a follow on Instagram and TikTok. That is at Empire State of Baseball. You can join us on both platforms. It's the same name, at Empire State of Baseball. Go ahead and give us a follow on both. You'll find meme reels, archive segments, episode previews, and additional baseball content. Go ahead and give us the follow on both platforms. That is Empire State of Baseball.
My man. All right, let's flip things over to the Empire Express. All aboard. We'll kick it off with the New York Mets. I felt like we haven't given the Mets much love today because, we had John, he's a massive Yankee fan, so not really much Mets stuff to talk about. Now, look, the biggest news story. Oh, it's still Empire State of Baseball, though. We got to give the Mets some love here.
No, we don't. Who gives a shit? Look at them. They're in the fucking basement.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do this. I have a live production meeting right now. Joe and Corey, do you guys want to continue to talk about the New York Mets for the next month?
Of course. Two reasons. One, there are actually things to talk about. The Mets have a very compelling Rookie of the Year race going on. And two, it pisses Tom the fuck off. So that's two check marks in my book, and Tom's out of luck. He can sit on it.
Oh, man.
Look, Joe, you mentioned it. Look, we could talk about the Bo Bichette thing, but that's more of a fluid conversation as we get to the end of the year. Is there hope for the 2027, 28 season? Whatever, man. Like, maybe. I don't know. That's fucking a year from now. You just mentioned Carson Bench. There is an exciting NL Rookie of the Year contest, as you just mentioned. Carson Bench in that mix, Nolan McLean in that mix. In your opinion right now, Joe, what's separating one of those two Mets from winning the award or just falling just a bit short?
I mean, to me, I look at the Rookie of the Year race. Weatherholt is fading as far as offensive stats are concerned. He's a really good defender. He's probably going to win the Gold Glove at the second base position this year. Sal Stewart's going to hit 30 home runs and over 100 RBIs. He leads the National League in RBIs. That's a factor. So when was the last time you had a rookie win a Gold Glove, a rookie potentially lead the league in RBIs? And you have Nolan McLean, who is top 5 in every pitching category in the NL this year. I mean, he's like top 5 or 6 in every pitch. I mean, he's going to get down the ballot Cy Young.
With him starting slow.
He's top 5 in strikeouts. Like, so he's got 3.2 ERA. So when was the last time you had a starting pitcher pitch 180 innings to a 3.2 ERA and not win Rookie of the Year? You know what I mean? So that's happening. On top of that, you have Carson Bench, who started the year off batting 100, is now hitting 280, is going to have a 2020 season and leads the league in outfield assists. So when was the last time that happened? He might win the Gold Glove in right field.
Joe, we got to stop with the outfield assists, man. Like your obsession with outfield assists just because Carson Bench is throwing out guys running through stop signs is just it's so embarrassing. You talk about outfield assists like he's hitting homers. Like, hey, come on, man.
But Tom, Tom, everybody.
Look how many outfield assists he has.
Fernando Martinez has asked for the same thing for the last 5 years.
Making plays an average outfielder should make. So.
I will say, being at the Met Padre game last Monday night, because that was the game, they had 3 plays at the plate within the first 3 innings. I mean, Bench had 2, Ewing had 1. McLean had a throwout at home too. So in the first 3 innings, there were 4 outs at the plate.
This never happened,
which was wild.
Yeah, so I mean, there is stuff to talk about. The Rookie of the Year race is very compelling. If you, for those of you who forget what my bold prediction on this show was this year, that the Mets could potentially have the 1-2 in the NL Cy Young this year. That was my bold prediction. And Bench and
did have that.
We are really close to that happening. I mean, there is a reasonable argument to make that both of them should be in the top 3 in the Cy Young at the minimum. So it's a big month for them. And here's the other reason it's big for the Mets. If one of them wins Rookie of the Year, Mets get a draft pick.
Yeah,
that's important. You know, we could say it's not important. It is important. So that's something to root for. As far as whether or not there's hope for the Mets going forward, it's reliant on what these young kids are doing. Benj and McLean are showing you why there is hope, right? Like McLean still lacks a little refinement in terms of his control, but a 3.2 ERA, a 1.14 WHIP, and 170 strikeouts. I mean, these are numbers that, you know, these are numbers of a top line starting pitcher. You know, we could get into ace and future and all that stuff, but this is a rookie who's performing this way. He's got 200 career innings. So, you know, there is hope. These kids have brought that hope. The Mets have played since Andy Green has taken over 500 baseball, which after trading everything, after trading everything away is a positive thing. So there's hope that the Mets can correct this going forward. And again, they played 500 ball mostly without the bat of Juan Soto in the lineup. So I think they're going to be positioned next year to make adjustments. I think one of the big things this offseason is going to be Tyreek Skubal. The Dodgers going to pitch him into the ground. I don't know if the Dodgers intend on re-signing him at this point. I know that came up on the radio today on WFAN. So that's going to be an interesting conversation. So there is hope going forward.
Dodgers have a lot bigger issues coming down the pike.
Well, correct. And that leads you to a point where you get into next year and you ask yourself, okay, if the Mets were to add Tyreek Skubal, because I would think they would be the front runner over everybody, just because they're going to have the biggest need. They're going to have the most amount of money what they're willing to spend. So they're probably going to be the front runners if the Dodgers were out. That leads you down the path of, okay, if you add Tyreek Skubal to this roster, now you found some young pitching. Now you found some young outfielders that you don't have to buy those positions in free agency. Where does that put the outlook of this team going into next year and beyond, regardless of lockout and all that stuff? So I think those are important conversations the Mets are having. I think it's an important conversation the fans need to have, because the Mets have shown life here. It's not that they've rolled over and died. They've shown life, and they've shown that there is probably a closer to 500 baseball team wearing the Mets uniform than there is what their current standings indicate.
See, Tom, things to talk about with the New York Mets, courtesy
that
Joe
was
and
Joe. Joe could talk about the Mets if they win 3 games all year. Joe doesn't shut the fuck up. I mean, like, come on, it's none of that matters.
Wait, hold on a second. Speaking of Joe not shutting up, Joe, can we talk about
this? Didn't get to say anything.
Can we talk about the tweet from the other day? Can we talk about Joe getting absolutely destroyed on a phone app because of his take on George Lombard Jr. not making or making an average play in the Hall? Joe, could you explain yourself here?
No, my statement was very simple. The play in question, and I don't know if Rich has it up or anywhere if you plan to talk on it.
I'm not trying to get pinged here on YouTube, but go ahead.
The play in question was, 2 to 3 steps into the hole, thrown off balance and getting out at first. Again, was it a good play? Yes. Was it a highlight reel play that I needed to see 50 times on Twitter on my feet? Absolutely not. Have I seen the average major league shortstop make that play? The answer is yes. I have. I've seen Lindor make that play 100 times. A normal major league shortstop should be able to go 2 or 3 steps to their right, field a ground ball, a routine ground ball on the backhand, and throw out the runner at first. That was my argument, that the Yankee fan was glazing the kid for a good play that a normal team who's had a normal shortstop for the last 10 years, which the Yankees haven't had, to be fair, a normal team wouldn't have even come up on the highlight reel because that's a routine ball. But because it's a Yankee 21-year-old prospect who flashed some leather in the first 10 games of his career, we had to see it 150 times. And it wasn't that. And since I've said that statement, Rich, he's made 4 errors in the field. So
2 more errors in the field.
Everybody's got it chipped.
And I saw a nasty narrative today saying that Volpe committed that same amount of errors in 56 games compared to Lombard doing that in 17. Nasty narrative considering that, I mean, Lombard is just like, he looks incredible in the field. Yes, again, there's 4 errors there to his ledger, but the plays he's been making in between have been incredible, Tom. So I'm not taking away from George Lombard Jr. and this fucking guy down here criticizing our shortstop. Now, look, I do want to talk about one player, somebody that Joe has mentioned year after year after year after year, and I think shit has finally hit the fan with the news of Giancarlo Stanton's injury. And Tom, I'll go to you with this one. When we talk about Giancarlo, and the question being is Giancarlo Stanton's Yankee career over? And maybe I could even take the Yankee part out of it and just ask, is his career over? Have we seen the last of Giancarlo Stanton altogether, Tom?
We talked about this, 6 weeks ago, maybe? I know I laughed it off and said that's ridiculous. He's going to be back. And it looks a whole lot more possible now than it did 6 weeks ago. Look at Joe sit up. Joe's little chubby's getting popped there.
Tom, I just need to hear like.
I'll say it. Yeah, I'll say it. I'm
sorry. You were
L.I.
right.
was right. L.I. was right.
I'm sorry.
L.I.
That's all you gotta say,
Tom.
Right. All you gotta say. And
no, I mean, listen. It looks like he's out for the year. It's a shame. He's a guy we talked about with John, a little bit, who came in a little bit of a weird spot, and he carried the team offensively for a few years, especially those years where Judge was getting hurt. And now his body's just completely failing him. I think if there's no baseball next year, then it's probably the rest of it. We haven't seen. We might have seen the last of Stanton. I think there's going to be baseball next year, but there's part of me that thinks that a lot of the lockout stuff might be overblown, and they're going to figure it out, and they're just kind of like pumping that narrative for us. It's a whole side thing. I think, one, from the Yankee perspective, these are the years we part of the whole trade was the Marlins were kicking in $30 million to the deal. That gets kicked in the last 3 years of it. So between the Marlins kicking in money and the insurance that the Yankees are getting from Stanton, he's going to stay on the roster, or he's going to stay at least on the 40-man to try to rehab. Mm-hmm. Now, could they Jacoby Ellsbury him, where he just stays on the IL for like 3 years and then just quietly retires? I guess they could. I would think that he's going to try to come back. Now, how much more are we going to see of him? I don't know. Is he going to get the 500 home runs now? I don't think so. I think that might be gone. But I do wonder if he, at this point, right, he was just starting to ramp up, which again for him is running about 50 feet. That's about him ramping up. If she's going to shut this down for 6 months, like just truly, maybe that's something that he needs. I don't know. I like to think it's not the end for him. I don't know how much more we're going to get. I know he's been a great hitter for the Yankees. I know he's someone that I would love to see one more big moment out of Stanton, one more postseason moment, one more homer, because I think he has it in him. It's just can his legs hold up, which is, I don't know. I might just be delusional in saying like, I think he's gonna be okay and he'll be back at some point, when in reality that's not the case.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, at this point, we're going to see one of LI's 10-team trades, 10 different trades, and somehow the Yankees get Paul Skeens by just giving up Volpe and Stanton and eating the money. So,
No, you're out of your mind.
Reed Detmers. And Reed Detmers.
You're out of your, well, he'll get there. Unfortunately, Corey, you know the deal. He trades Giancarlo to a team who don't need Giancarlo for 7 slap dick prospects we've never even heard of. And then somehow he turns that into 18 more trades where then you get the Reed Detmers.
Yep,
So,
exactly.
I think
Reed Detmers is a future Yankee. It's a guarantee.
He's actually been having a good year too.
He is.
He has been having a good year.
Oh,
I think there's a 99% chance John Carlos plays last game with the Yankees. From a roster position standpoint, when going into next year, having both Garcia, Ben Rice, and Aaron Judge, who's going to need time at DH, reserving a spot for Stanton, it makes absolutely no sense. You cannot guarantee he's going to be on the field at any point. And even at this point, reserving the 40-man roster spot for him even if he's on the IL, he has to come off the IL for the start of the fresh year. So you're going to lose a roster spot to waivers and to put him back on the IL. So it doesn't make any sense from that standpoint when you could keep an extra reliever or extra position player. I just think they're done waiting to see if he's going to play 60 games per season. And when you block out a roster spot for a player that is not playing enough games to warrant it puts you in a very tough position. The Yankees' number one priority has to be protecting Aaron Judge. And part of protecting Aaron Judge as he ages is getting him more time at DH. Is making sure that he is healthy, he stays healthy. And if you have to give him the catcher treatment where he plays 2 games in the field, 1 game at DH, so be it. So be it. And if that comes at the expense of Stanton's roster spot, so be it. You cannot guarantee this guy is ever going to be on the field. And therefore, your priority has to shift. And with Garcia and Rice being here for next year, it only makes sense. It makes the most sense in the world that the 3 of them will rotate at DH, and at any given time, you'll have a productive bat off the bench in the lineup if you have all 3 there, healthy.
And I think more with Rice than Garcia. Garcia, at least, I think, has shown that he's a net positive with his glove at the least. Has made some really tough plays that Ben ultimately has had a hard time getting to all season long. That'll be its own interesting play when it gets there. But at least when you have that spot as more of a flex and then not a set DH, you can have some versatility in your team. You have some flexibility. You can give guys some a blow, but still have the DH spot open for somebody. When you have Giancarlo Stanton on the team, unfortunately, he anchors that DH spot. You can't do anything with it, and then you're in an awkward spot defensively. And I don't even know where the Yankees would have gone. Let's just say everybody came back healthy by the end of September. What were you doing in October? Like, who are you going to sacrifice? Has anybody seen the way Spencer Jones has played of late? Have you seen the way he's hit of late? Spencer Jones has really made a difference in his most recent call-up. And I'm sorry, Tom, I got to see more Spencer Jones in my batting order.
I completely agree with that. Part of these very sad times for the Yankees for the past couple months is seeing kind of Jones blossom a little bit, kind of having some better approaches at the plate. I know he struck out so much in the minors. He was struck out. I mean, Joe used to rattle off like 45%. So it was something insane. His K bad percentage. And listen, he's going to strike out a lot. He's a big dude. He's a big swing. He's trying to hit homers, but he seems to have cut that down some. It's also nice just having another athletic outfielder out there. A guy who can go get it, especially with those long ass legs. It's been really nice seeing him. Now, listen, is he going to turn to lefty Judge? Probably not. No one is going to do that. But you've seen enough, I think, that you could feel happy and excited about him being part of the team next year. I think the Yankees, Grisham's going to be gone, right? They're not going to do that song and dance again with him. And I think Spencer Jones has a really good chance of being a starter, opening day starter for the Yankees, and whether that's in left, center, or right, I think he has a good chance next year.
Yeah, I think you could be looking at for the most part, it being a Bellinger, Jones, Judge outfield. You still got Ramos there to hit against lefties. Maybe those are the days that you give Jones a blow. Bellinger moves over the center field. Maybe Bellinger moves over the first. Like there's flexibility there that
Jones has played first too before. Not that we need him. A
long time ago. It's never happened in the minor leagues at this point. So, I mean, yeah. But at the end of the day, the overarching point is by freeing up DH, you now can play around a little bit with how you want to field things moving forward in 27 and 28. Last thing I'll bring up, guys. Tom, you mentioned this earlier. Big week ahead for the Yankees. They face the Astros starting tomorrow. They're off today. They face the Astros starting tomorrow, 3-game set. The Astros made some news today, parting ways with their general manager, Dana Brown, while they're still in first in the American League West. Very, very interesting change of the guard there for Houston. Their manager reportedly is going to be out by the end of the season. So they're facing the Astros for 3 games, and they got the Red Sox for a massive 4-game set. This is a really big 7-game stretch coming up. So, Tom, we'll start with you, and I'll even go to Corey and Joe here. Your prediction, by this point next week, how would the Yankees have fared in these 7 games, and where will they be in the American League East Division race?
So I will, if I'll have a moment of being just really optimistic here. The Yankees looked really good this week. This has been, like we said, the best week in Yankees baseball since May. Not just like, I'm sure they have other weeks where they've won, 6 out of 7.
I'll give it to you. I'll give you that.
But against good teams, against play teams that are in the playoffs, close to the playoffs, teams that have given us trouble in the past. And there's part of me watching them kind of win yesterday, thinking like, could this be the Yankees starting to peak? Right? We talk baseball is truly a marathon. You can't sustain being, all-time great throughout the entire season. So could this be the Yankees like starting to peak, and they're going to start playing better and better? They're going to get Judge back, get better and better, and they're going to go into the playoffs, whether that is as wild card 1 or potentially winning the East, depending on how that last series with the Rays go. And they're a wagon, and they're ready to go. I want to live in that optimistic world, so I'll say the Yankees win both series. I'll say they go 2-1 in both series, so they go 4-2 over it's 2 3-game sets, right?
They got a 4-game set against Boston, so it's 7.
Okay. Screw it, 5-2. Let's win. Let's like, it's time to go. The team has struggled and just spun their tires, and a lot of injuries for so long, and at some point the team needs to start like, hey, we're the New York fucking Yankees. The AL stinks. Let's start showing people like who we are. Let's beat these teams. The Astros are leading the AL West under 500. So, dismantle them. Take Boston, who had the hottest stretch of baseball we've seen in years, where they were they went like 32-5 or something. There was something insane. Yep. Something like that, whatever it was. And let's kind of like put some separation there. Like, hey, you're going behind us even further, and we're not worried about the rear view. We're worried about what's in front of us, and that's the Rays. And let's go out and get it. Let's go win the East, get the bye. Let's roll through the AL.
5-2 for Tom. Corey, your thoughts on where the Yankees are going to be after this 7-game stretch, and then we'll go to Joe for his prediction as well.
Yeah, listen, I'm with Tom. I think the Yankees, playing a really good ball. I mean, that was a phenomenal week this last week. I'm also going to go with the winning record. I'll say they win the Astros series, split the Red Sox. So I'll go 4-3. In terms of record, I'll say it's relatively the same, 3 games back, depending on schedule. I don't know if the Rays play 7. So 2.5, 3, 3.5, somewhere in that, within a half game of 3.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this is a bigger test for the Astros and Red Sox and where they're at in their season. Astros are tied for the lead in the West. Richard mentioned it, 2 games under 500. The Astros, the one thing that they do well, they love waking up to play the Yankees. And we're going to see with the general manager fired, with their manager being told that he is not coming back next year and finishing out the year. We're going to see.
This isn't that same Astros team, though. I don't want to hear that. It's Altuve is still there. And Alvarez is there, but the rest of it's not the same guys. Like we can't. Fine, three of the guys are there. The rest of them are guys that are newer to they're like this isn't.
Only one not there.
It's not all those same guys.
Springer and Bregman. That's it.
Springer,
Bregman,
oh, way more than that. Joe. They used to have
the whole.
They had Kyle Tucker. Like
the mentality is still
even like Yuli Gurriel. I feel like
it's different.
Like it's not the same team.
It's
you know what, Tom? If they sweep the Yankees, I'm gonna rub it in so bad.
Yeah, they got to sweep it with Ethan Pecco and Pete Lambert pitching for them. Come on.
No, that's the Astro problem. The Astro problem's been pitching. Hunter Brown isn't the same guy he was last year. He's dealt with a couple of injuries. So that it's really going to be a test of where the Astros are at in terms of their response to the change in hierarchy. The Red Sox, it's the same thing. They've cooled off a bit. They've been hot. These are two teams that don't fear walking into Yankee Stadium and playing baseball. There are some teams in the Central that we know hate playing baseball against the Yankees. These two teams are not them. So how do they respond? If the Yankees have a bad weekend against the Astros or a bad week against the Astros and the Red Sox come in smelling that top wild card spot, there's a chance, that it's going to be a very contentious series. I'm probably with Corey. I'm probably in the 4-3 realm. I think both teams are going to play hard. Whether you get the 2 against the Astros or the 3 against the Red Sox doesn't really matter to me. I think both. I think these are two teams you are very highly likely to meet in the playoffs right now. I think it's a good test for all 3 teams of where they stand against one another when you filter out the rest of the AL.
Yeah.
Also, Carlos Correa is hurt. It looks like he's
I mentioned
still out. He's been out all season, like for months. So.
He just came back recently, isn't he?
No, he's on the 60-day IL. He might be due towards the end of September.
Ramping up baseball activities.
There you go. I'm actually, to be boring here, I'm also 4-3 as well. I do think the Yankees take the series against Houston. It'll split up with Boston. The off day today actually kind of screws the Yankees in trying to set up their best possible starting pitching for Boston. So, Cole's going to have to miss that series. So you got a Peyton Tolley, on the Sunday game, and Tolley's been incredible for Boston this year. So I do see it as a split. Now, if it's a split, it works in the favor of Boston because then Boston would have won the season series. So, unfortunately, that could go down, but puts all the more importance to try to go out there and win the American League East. And by this time next week, I can see the Yankees being a half a game out. Half a game up more, which, again, not great ground, but 2.5 games out with about a month to go is position where you can catch up, especially when you face the Rays for 4 games at the end of September. So there you have it. That is our episode of ESB. Make sure to give us some love on X. We got all these great spaces, BX2S, hosted by Big Slick. We have like the 5-day slate now going on with the Bronx Take. Kay joined the team recently. He's now hosting the Tuesday pregame. Sierra recently came back, and Sierra's taking over the Friday spaces. So shout out to Sierra. Queens Boulevard, of course, hosted by Phil Shirley on Fridays, 2 p.m. Eastern time. And normally I have extra innings going down, but we are going to skip extra innings for tonight, and we'll keep you posted on our next episode of Extra Innings. So let's take it around the room for last licks. Tom, Joe, Corey. Actually, no, I'll start it because Corey, you're going to wrap us up here. Thank y'all for showing up all 69 of you. Nice. And shout out to John Franklin for coming through as well. Tom, Joe, Corey, for the rest.
Thanks to John Franklin for joining us. A lot of fun. It's fun just to have like a fun guest in here. Had a good conversation with him. That's all I got.
Everybody enjoy these last 2 weeks of summer. We will not be back Labor Day. We will be back. We'll be back next week, but we won't be back Labor Day.
News.
As far as I know.
Corey.
Yeah.
Well, everyone enjoy the last week of August. We'll be back next week, August 31st.
I got the day off.
And we'll do what we got to do. Until then, guys, take care.